Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we've got the adjustment card, also called Justice. This is a Libra kind of energy. I feel like you're the kind of person that knows the the value of hard work. I feel like you really understand the process of investing yourself in what you're doing, right? Investing yourself in your physical work, but then also in other people, in your environment, right? I think you know the kind of the equation of what you put in versus what you're going to get out of something, okay? So I feel like you're somebody who has a very, you've got a very practical head on your shoulders, very hardworking. I feel like you also, I feel like you've got a lot of contacts, like you're the kind of person that if anybody needs something done around the house, like you know who to call, I feel like you got a big network of people, like you've done business with a lot of people and you kind of keep their phone numbers handy. So you have contacts in every different kind of area of life, like somebody, in the extremes, like somebody in the art world, people in the kind of home improvement or, like yard care or finance, a lot of different people in a lot of different areas. And I think that this really is useful for you when unexpectedly, you need something or you need some information or you need some guidance in some sort of area. I feel like you have a lot of people in your Rolodex, right? But you're also somebody that values your relationships. Yeah. I feel like you, especially with this Justice card, because this is that Libra energy that's kind of, you don't like a relationship that's too lopsided. You don't want to be the one putting in all of the effort. Oh, my candle just went out here. It was on its last leg anyway. You don't want the relationship to be lopsided. You're not going to put in all of the effort and then the other person just doesn't do anything. Eventually, you're going to kind of, you're going to grow tired of that. And then you're going to reevaluate those relationships. Now, the adjustment card is very much about the evaluation of things, about us really judging, weighing something. Is this what I want? Is this good for me? Do I want to keep this? Should I embrace this opportunity or this aspect of my environment, or should I turn my attention elsewhere? This is also your ability to very quickly change course. I feel like this is quickly change course in the sense of micro adjustments. These very small movements to keep you on the straight course. So this is kind of a compass that is set for true north. We start to drift a little bit. It's very easy for you to notice that and make that correction. Little tiny course corrections. Yeah. So let's see where we're using all of this really focused, and I feel like there's a calm focus in you right now. Okay, let's see where we're using all of this very good energy. There's a 5 of Pentacles. So things are changing, and I feel like there's something going on in your environment now that's going to kind of require you to do some of these little like micro course corrections. Let's get this candle out of the way since it's not doing anything for us. I feel with the 5 of Pentacles that there is something that's changing for you right now, okay? Something, and it might be a speed bump. It might be that we're kind of drifting a little bit away from true north, and so we have to readjust and get ourselves back on track. The Five of Pentacles could be something related to finances. Okay, whatever you're working on now, maybe there's going to be a financial hurdle that we're going to have to confront. Okay, you might already be aware of it. It might already be something that's like, yeah, I mean, I'm in it right now. But there's something going on in the physical environment, and it could be related to the weather, the kind of the natural environment. It could be the financial environment. It could be, it really could be change that is not really of your doing. It's like the ripple effects of other people's choices. Does that make sense to you? We know that when we make a choice, the effects of that are going to ripple out to the environment. Okay, but we also have to be aware of the things that are rippling in, right? We don't talk about that very often. Other people's decisions, all of those little ripples on the surface of the water are going to come our way. At some point, everything in the universe affects us to some degree. It may be very, very subtle where we can't even see the water moving, but that energy is there, right? So we'll look at some more cards and see what kind of a ripple effect this is going to be. But I don't know that it's coming from any particular person. I feel like it's just kind of a lot of people doing a lot of things, and their decisions and their actions are just they're just rocking our boat just a little bit. Yeah. But let's see what else we've got. Let's see what's underneath the surface here. Got the Three of Wands. This is our kind of our degree of tolerance, right? We think of Three of Wands here underneath the surface. We think of this as our compass, true north, right? We want this to be, absolutely 0 degrees north, right? We've got a tolerance. And what is your level of tolerance? What is your degree of tolerance? You can go maybe 5 or 10 degrees that way, 5 or 10 degrees that way, as long as we're fairly close to 0 degrees true north and we're okay, right? So I feel like this is you having a lot of, exactly that, tolerance. Your ability to kind of withstand some of that ripple effect from other people's choices. Now, maybe they've made choices you don't agree with. Maybe you're not even aware of what's going on with some of the people that are in your life. Or maybe it's the fact that they've come into your life or they've gone out of your life. It's creating a bit of a ripple effect. It takes a certain degree of force for you to really say, okay, I got to get to the wheelhouse and turn the ship a little bit, right? But this is kind of it's the card called Virtue, okay? And this is you always trying to do the right thing, no matter what. Well, what is the right thing? We're not going to get into that philosophical discussion. The right thing for you is whatever is closest to your true north. Your own kind of moral compass, your own spiritual compass. We want it to be, we want to have a straight shot to our goal. But we know that we're going to drift a little bit here and there. Our instruments are imprecise. We're a ship on the water, so we're not going to be absolutely straight. So this is you kind of knowing when you've got to make a larger or smaller response to what's going on around you, to what other people are doing. When do you really have to stand up and speak up? And when is it just kind of like, it doesn't matter. I'm still pretty close to my true north. I'm not going to bother with that, right? So part of the Three of Wands is knowing when to get involved in something and when to just kind of leave something alone. I don't need to worry about it. I don't need to spend the energy worrying about something, right, that maybe other people are doing or other things that are going on in the world or in my life, unless it really is kind of knocking me off course too much. Yeah. Let's keep going. What's in the past position? We're at a Tower. So this might be a situation, this might be a very unexpected change. Okay? This might be something that somebody did that is kind of affecting you in quite a significant way, where you do have to kind of make a course correction and you've got to kind of recover from this. Well, this is a test of your resilience, for one thing. And it's a test of our reaction. Now, you might notice my hair's a little wet, right? I'm a little bit flustered today. We're getting a lot of storms here, a lot of rain, a little much for this season, for this time of year. We're getting a lot of water. And our house is kind of on a bit of a slope, right? So there's one side of our house that's just getting literally flooded with water. Our basement, I actually have water on the floor in the studio here. I spent the morning, my wife and I and our daughter spent the morning kind of, soaking up water, and it's just, it's a mess. But I think it's times like this, and, I think you've got something similar that's going on to you. Hopefully it's not your basement that got flooded. But I feel like there's some kind of unexpected change that has happened in your life. And I was reflecting on this while I was trying to get myself collected to do these readings, that it really is during these times of calamity that test our resilience, test our preparedness, right? But more than that, they kind of test our emotional preparedness. How well are we able to respond to this situation? Do we freak out? Do we yell? Do we just get flustered and mad? Or do we stay calm? Do we stay focused and serious and say, I know what I got to do. This is what I'm doing. This is how we can organize and get this problem solved and get it, get it mitigated as quick as possible. So it really tests our interpersonal relationships, right? Does it put us really at odds with the environment where we just kind of feel that it's just this, really a tower, just like static, just a rush of all of this energy coming from the environment? Or are we able to, and I think you are with this adjustment card, I think you are able to kind of harmonize with the environment and not react in a kind of emotional way, or not getting this kind of chaotic, frantic energy, which when it's a tower event, it seems quite easy to get a little frantic and a little bit, riled up by it. But I feel that you are still this kind of slow and steady. You use your intelligence. You're, I think, an effective communicator. I wonder if even you do some kind of disaster response or emergency response or something like that, because I feel like you have a cool head, right? And this morning I didn't have a very cool head. I was, obviously worried about our situation, but everything's going to be fine. We're going to be okay. It might just be expensive. I feel that you are able to stay calm and stay in control of the situation, whatever it is, whether it's just you in your own life, keeping yourself calm, keeping yourself from freaking out and just saying, okay, I know what I got to do. And I don't know what the tower event was for you. Like I said, it could be somebody coming into your life or leaving your life, or anything in between, right? But it's enough to make anybody a little frantic, a little chaotic, and feel a little bit out of sorts, to put it mildly. But I feel like you have this very balanced, calm approach to whatever these changes are. And even to the point where, especially with the Five of Pentacles, which is Mercury in Taurus, astrologically, you're finding a way to make all of this change, this tower event, this unexpected change. You're finding a way to really see the sun, in between the clouds. You're really finding the silver lining here. And I think that this is really, really cool, because it allows you to take something that is unavoidable. You can't undo it. You didn't cause it, but you have to deal with it. A way of turning something like that into, hey, this is working out okay. And maybe even leading to some better things that you didn't know were there. Let's keep going. Let's see what's on the top here. Now, this is the Princess of Wands. Princess of Wands to me is somebody very frantic. I feel like right now this is kind of that chaotic, frantic energy. When something happens and part of me just wants to scream and run around in a circle like a Homer Simpson kind of thing, But we have to invoke that cool head and kind of see, what is the significance? What is the severity? What is on the scale of 1 to 10, where are we, right? And so that kind of is helping you to gauge your response and figure out what you got to do, what supplies you got to bring with you, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, but physically too. So I do wonder if you're in some kind of I feel like it's a disaster response or something, or you're a volunteer firefighter or something like that. But the Princess of Wands is kind of the opposite of the cool head, right? This is that friend. This is the kind of the chicken that just runs in circles, squawking, or clucking, or whatever they do. And so this is really a juxtaposition between these two cards. And it's kind of like, well, which way are we going to deal? What are we going to allow ourselves to really, because it'd be very easy to just let go and just have all of this chaotic, emotion just running wild. But the Three of Wands underneath is our ability to control that, and even our ability to utilize that, and to have a response to the situation that is appropriate and proportionate, right? And so in this case, we don't really want the Princess of Wands to, we want to be aware that maybe I've been acting this way a little bit, I got to pull it back and focus, Let's see what the future outcome is here, because I feel like this is going to be, one, not as bad as we imagined, but I feel like there's some sort of a silver lining here. Now we got a Two of Swords. So I feel like this is still kind of a decision-making thing where we're still gauging what our options are and what the right choice is. And with the 2 and the 3 here, it's really kind of basing our choice on what's going to put us back as close as we can get to true north. What's going to be the simplest, easiest, most cost-effective, most efficient, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually efficient, an economical way to get back to our proper course. Okay, unexpected change, and the Two of Swords is saying that we've got to make that choice. Now I think the intuition is really a big part of this. Okay, we sometimes have to bypass the intellectual mind and just respond to something. Like this morning unfortunately when my studio was flooding with water, it's like seeping under the baseboards. It was actually kind of bad. It's not a moment to sit here and sit down with my wife and think, well, now what should we do? How do we solve this? No, it's a matter of just reacting, allowing that instinct to kind of take over. And we get the towels, we get the shop vac, we get the fans, we go outside in the rain. I'm outside in the rain. You should see me. I'm in my bathrobe outside, in my pajamas, in the pouring rain. We're putting tarps over stuff and trying to shore up that side of the house so that it doesn't keep coming in because it is still raining. And it's just a matter of doing what what your body knows to be right. Okay, so this card is us bypassing the intellectual mind and going straight to that instinct or intuition. And in that sense, this Princess of Wands is actually very good energy, because this is that impulsive energy. It's from fire to earth. It's just knowing how to respond. Right? And that another card that kind of suggests to me that something of disaster response or emergency preparedness or something like this, either just in your personal life or you do it professionally or whatever, volunteer. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And we'll set it down over here. We're going to put Frankenduck right there on top. We need to think of a new name for Frankenduck. I don't really like that name. If you got a suggestion, put it in the comments. We're also going to talk about the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's free. It helps out the channel, and I really do appreciate that now, especially since we might have a little water damage in here. Brand new studio, and now there's water on the rug here. But let's take a look at this general energy on the path of the serpent. Ooh, 9 of Cups. Look at that. Very nice. It's kind of like this is your true north. Okay, and true north is just it's just the direction that we're pointing. It's just kind of the way that we're living our life that is closest to perfection that we can get. So the 9 of Cups is a process. It's a function. It's not a state of being. It's not a state of mind. It's not a place. It's not an attainment. It's not an object. It's not even a feeling, really. It's the way you're living. It's physical, financial, mental, emotional, spiritual, creative, all levels of being. we're pointing our life in that direction of our own personal true north. Okay. And so this is when something of this tower event happens for you, it maybe throws us off this kind of nice rhythmic way of life, this kind of, this happy living kind of thing. So the idea then is to course correct, to get back on this path, right? This is the Tao. This is the way. This is, this is your own unique way of living your life that is closest to your ideal as you can get. It's not a matter of having everything you want in life or doing everything you want in life or not having any sort of calamity in your life. It's about the pursuit of those things, the pursuit of that spiritual perfection, that creative expression, that intellectual, emotional satisfaction and fulfillment and connection, the physical and financial well-being and prosperity and abundance. That's what we're aiming toward. And we're always going to be aiming in that direction. Sometimes things happen and our ship goes sideways. Maybe there's a storm, like there is right now, and our ship goes sideways. Maybe we get lost at sea for a bit, but we bring ourselves back to our true north, to 0 degrees, right? And I feel that you're someone who is optimistic even in the face of calamity. You got a bit of a smile on your face, but it's going to be okay, right? This is an interruption in the path, and it's, I think once we put a little bit of distance between this and ourselves, then we'll see it to be a speed bump, larger or smaller, I don't know. But it's not going to derail anything, right? And I feel like this reading is as much for me as it is for you. But I do think that you're in a similar situation. Now, hopefully it's not water in your basement, but I feel like it's something like that. Maybe the next card will help us out. Well, there's the Cancer energy. So we might be simpatico here. This is some water energy. But it's also related to the home. And on top of that, it's also the card that rules my sun sign. So it might be that you and I, Taurus, right now are going through some similar stuff. So there might be something related to the home or to family members for you. Okay, there might be an obstacle in terms of literally your home or people in your home. Maybe you're in the process of moving or of trying to set down roots or trying to establish something, and there's a little bit of a speed bump there. Okay. It might even be like you thought you had this perfect location for your business, or you found the perfect home, but then there's the inspection, and then there's something, and then it's just like, well, not that one, right? And so that's the kind of tower event. What you thought was going to be kind of the next step is not, and so we're having to kind of course correct, having to make these adjustments to get back on track because something wasn't perhaps what you thought it was, or we thought it was perfect, but there's some problems with it and we're going to have to pass on it, something like that. Or we thought we were going to get that perfect job, but something happened. They went a different direction. They went bankrupt. I don't know. And so we've got to react to that. It wasn't anything that you did wrong or anything like that. There was no way for you to prevent that. But nevertheless, we have to respond to it because it's a ripple that's headed our way. Okay? Other people's decisions that are affecting our lives, it could be any number of things. Take it how it resonates with you. Okay? But what is the obstacle to us getting back on our true north? We've got a 3 of Swords here now. The 3 of Swords is your memory. Okay? And the 3 of Swords really puts it puts a bit of restriction on this Libra energy. This is Saturn in Libra. This obviously is the Libra power card. It might literally be a Libra person that is has made some sort of decision that is rippling out and affecting you. But I feel as if this is closing us down to some of those networks, some of those relationships that we have, right? I feel like because of this situation, you're kind of, you're kind of you're putting a little bit of pressure on your relationships, I guess. And like I said at the beginning, it's kind of that evaluation of your relationships. So I feel that there might be a particular person or even a general feeling that that you can't rely on these people. I say you got that Rolodex full of people, but then I think maybe one of those people really dropped the ball, disappointed you. They made a decision that kind of has pushed you off course. And so now it just has kind of soured the taste of our friendships and our relationships. And maybe just for the time being, it feels like, okay, I've got to fix this problem. I've got to course correct, and I'm just kind of bitter. I just got a sour taste in my mouth, maybe about this particular person, but about people in general now. I think this is something that we can overcome because I feel like you're somebody that really does, maintain a lot of these relationships, and not even personal relationships, but professional relationships, with vendors or with, just with companies that do work for you, have done work for you, things that people that you've hired to do personal projects, or people that you've worked with before that you've hired to work for you, or this kind of thing. Professional contacts as well as the personal contacts. But I kind of feel like it's almost like we just want to take the Rolodex and throw it away and just be like, I'm done with people, And I think that's a natural reaction when somebody does something that kind of ripples toward us and maybe brings about a little bit of a tower event. We get a little resentful or a little bitter, and we almost generalize and we just say, I'm done with people for now, right? But I think we can overcome this. Let's see what the next card is here. A Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles is harmonious change, and I feel that this is obviously the obstacle that you have to overcome. Okay, generally in your life, I think that we're just this is still, it's so fresh in our minds that we're just kind of like, I can't believe that happened, and I don't trust people. I kind of lost my faith in people, and we get a little bit grumpy about it, and rightfully so. But let's focus on the physical things of what's actually going on in your life. You've got to do that course correction. So the Two of Pentacles is you taking that proactive step to get yourself back to 0 degrees true north. Okay? And I think it's really important that and see, even the Cancer, even the Chariot's kind of is representing our ship. It could be the ship itself got a little bit of a roadblock. It could be some kind of unexpected news or something that it's out of your control, but it's something that you must react to. And you have to react in a way that, yeah, I'm kind of resentful, kind of bitter, sour taste, but at the same time, I'm going to keep that level head and that calm demeanor, and I'm going to take care of business. I'm going to do the proactive thing and get our ship back to true north. Yeah. So it's an unexpected change, but I feel like you're going to respond to it in the best way possible. Look at the mystery card, because maybe there's even a silver lining here. I feel like with this Two of Pentacles, we're going to get back on course. Okay, we're going to get back to our 0 degrees true north, but maybe there's a little something here that we didn't expect, a little something to make it a little bit less sour tasting. Right, a little bit of sugar here, maybe. Maybe a 3 of Cups, maybe a 6 of Cups. Maybe it'll be a 9 or a 10 of 9 or a 10 of Pentacles would be good, or 9 or a 10 of Cups would be good too. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Let's see what we've got. Oh, a 6 of Swords. Okay. Well, that's good, because the 6 of Swords, first of all, is telling me that we are getting over this, that we're getting back to that kind of harmonious communication, that networking. It's like we're not taking the actions of one particular person or one company or one group of people or whatever and imposing that on everybody. We're not generalizing from that particular. So we had a bad situation with a person or with a company maybe. But we understand that that's just a bad apple. That's just one out of many, right? And it happens. It does. I mean, it's just the way of life. So you're not then you're not condemning every other person or every other company because you had a bad experience with that one. Okay. So we're getting back to the that harmonious networking, the communication. This is also telling me, and I like that there's the water in the background. This is telling me that you are putting some distance between this event, between yourself and this event, and that's going to allow you to see things very clear and to kind of understand the context and understand the significance of what's going on. And I feel like this is also perhaps you literally having to travel somewhere else. Okay, the Six of Swords is very often about long distance traveling. Okay, and it's kind of like we're trusting our heart. I've got a lot of worries, a lot of concerns, got a lot of things I'm thinking about, but I'm going to trust my intuition, I'm going to trust my feelings, and I'm going to just I'm going to trust the universe. And if this tower event happened, it's kind of a good moment to say, I'm going to trust in spirit. I'm going to trust in the universe. I'm going to trust in just the collective energy of the universe and of the world, that if this happened, think of all the millions of things that would have had to happen too in order to bring about that tower event. So it's kind of like this, there has to be some sort of meaning here. So maybe we're dodging a bullet in a way. Maybe we're avoiding some larger calamity. And so we don't have much else to do with that because we can't undo it. We can lament it, we can rail against it, we can fight against it, but it's still going to be what it is. So the best thing we can do for our own sake is course correct as soon as possible and accept this as part of the way of the world. This is part of the path, right? And I think that you'll put some distance between yourself and this tower event, and things are going to look a lot different. But follow your instinct and allow your heart to be open, and continue making those connections. Don't shut down your communication with people. Don't let this really kind of sour your outlook of other people or other businesses or whatever it was. Okay, so I think that this is really a good confirmation. I think that we're going to handle this in the best way possible, and I think it's going to work out really well for you. I feel like this is part of the path. Okay. Now we're going to do an extended reading too. If you want to stick around, there should be a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Taurus every Monday and Friday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from, especially if you are a new viewer. If this is your first time here, say hi. Let me know. Welcome. I appreciate you. I want you all to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.